Hi everybody, it's Saturday, March 5th, 2011. Thanks for stopping by. The United States, I think it's pretty safe to say, in fact I think it's pretty obligatory to say by now, is a oppressive police state. And the reason why I have to say that and come to that conclusion is because they're holding Bradley Manning in solitary confinement, stripped naked every night, and inspected naked every morning for the crime of blowing the whistle on our corrupt and criminal regime. Now, I'm not going to say that everybody in our government is bad, of course, and I'm not going to say that everything they do is bad, but the main point is they're torturing and abusing a U.S. soldier just because he did what everyone should do. When they see crimes going on, he blew the whistle. And, that's just the tip of the iceberg, really, if you think about it. They might even kill him. They might kill him for allowing American citizens to see what our government is doing behind closed doors. We're not supposed to know what our government is doing. We're not supposed to ever see it. And anyone who allows us to see it will be murdered. And that's exactly what they want to do to Julian Assange. They want to murder Julian Assange if they get their hands on him. That's what they're going to do. They're going to trump up some charges and they're going to murder him. And the reason is because he's a journalist. Now, if they murder Julian Assange, they should murder everyone that works at the New York Times and Der Spiegel and The Guardian and all of the papers which have done exactly what Julian Assange did, which was publish those documents which were labeled as secret, but which should never have been labeled as secret. Those documents, they're not battlefield instructions for battles that are about to happen. They're basically just documents which describe what our government is doing behind the scenes, and we need to see that if this is a democracy, which of course it is not. Now, just think about the fact that somebody told me this the other day, and I believe it's absolutely true. Republicans do not care at all what their constituents want. They do not care at all what the people that they supposedly represent think. The Democrats in the Senate do not care at all what American citizens want. At all. They do not care. They could not care less. Because getting elected to them is just a game where they trick you. And the only thing they need is cleverness and money. And the money that they get does not come from us. It comes from major corporations and the super wealthy, like David Koch. And just think about Scott Walker. He had hundreds of thousands of people standing in his government building demanding that he not pass that bill. He did not care what those hundreds of thousands of Wisconsinites thought at all. Okay? He won't speak to them. At all. He won't speak to them. He won't take a call from anybody out there. He won't take a call from labor leaders. He won't take a call from the Democrats in the Senate. He won't take a call from anybody except David Koch, because he's working for David Koch, and that's what our democracy, so-called, is. It's David Koch putting in Scott Walker to be his lackey and do his bidding. And of course, David Koch wants to abolish Social Security and the minimum wage and take us back to the Gilded Age, which, of course, brought us crashing into the Great Depression. Okay, the excesses of the Gilded Age are about to happen all over again. And we've already had a huge economic collapse, which was caused by nothing but greed. If it hadn't been for George Bush and his cronies and the deregulation of all of our financial systems and the deregulation of all of our markets and the takeover by the super wealthy, the recession that we're in right now wouldn't have happened. There's no need for it. You know, it's just a transfer of wealth to the top. Okay, so, you know, and while all this is going on, okay, you know, Scott Walker, he gets into office, he's going to do exactly what he wants to do, and there's going to be no negotiation, and there's going to be no consideration of what the people in Wisconsin want at all. It doesn't matter. Okay, he's just going to do what he wants, and he's going to get elected because he can trick people if he has enough money to run enough TV ads. You know, so, I mean, I guess that just goes to show you that you have to turn off your television and think for yourself. You have to. There's no other choice. You know, you cannot believe anything that you see on TV. You cannot listen to anything that a politician says. As soon as a politician opens their mouth, you should just shut your ears. Ignore it. You know, don't listen to anything they say, or at least don't believe anything they say, because, you know, 99% of the time it's a lie. Okay, so, you know, that's our system. And I think that the time is coming pretty close when we have to rise up and, you know, do like the people in Egypt did. We have to strike, we have to demonstrate, we have to stop participating in the crimes of this regime, and stop listening to the things that they're saying, and stop giving these people our allegiance and our attention and, you know, our patience. This kind of thing can't go on, and if we don't want it to go on, it won't. I mean, if the American people, most of them, decide that they've had enough of the evil and the injustice and the lies and the trickery and the disrespect, then we can bring this system crashing down. We can bring it down to its knees, because we are the system. It's us. We're the ones doing it. We're the ones allowing it to happen. And all we've got to do is learn from the heroes of Tahrir Square and just take their example to heart and understand that we have power. We don't have to be in unions. We can still strike. We don't have to be in unions. We can still show solidarity with each other and support each other and believe in each other as ordinary people, not as these sycophants to power that we see on television every day. Those people are meaningless. Ignore them. Ignore the media. Ignore the politicians. They're meaningless if we want them to be. The wars are over if we want them to be. The tyranny of this state is over as soon as we decide we want it to be over. And so I think it's about time we come to that decision and stop it dead in its track. Bring it to its knees. Bury it. And start over, you know. I mean, anybody out there who believes in what this country was supposed to be about, this is the time for you to stop participating in what this country actually is, which is the opposite of what it says in the Constitution. It's the opposite. It's evil and injustice and inequality and violence and greed run amok. And, you know, we're responsible as long as we don't stop it. So let's stop it. Thanks for watching.